It's Ash from Super Videos back for another live Q&A video. This is Q&A number 191. As always, if there's any issues with the stream, let me know. But let's dive right into the questions. Animated Alex, sup Ash? How are you, Animated Alex? Glad you could join. Animated Alex, I'm glad Daryl is staying at Alexandria again. I was tired of seeing him at Hilltop. LOL. Yeah, I mean, with Daryl, it's kind of confusing because he was never a Hilltopper. But then when Maggie left, he became kind of like one of the leaders or one of the key characters at Hilltop. So that was kind of weird. And then obviously now he's beginning to be more part of Alexandria, which I think makes more sense. I think the thing with him staying at Hilltop, I think it's because maybe he made a promise to Maggie to take care of the place or something. Maybe that's why he spent a majority of his time there. But other than that, I think he also has... But here's the thing. I was gonna say he has Rick to think about, and as a thing for Rick, he would stay at Alexandria and take care of it just like he did. But then again, Michonne is there, so I think Hilltop doesn't have a good leader right now, aside from Daryl if he's there. So maybe Daryl thinks that Alexandria can take care of itself because of Michonne. So something like that. But I am happy to see him back at Alexandria for a little bit. Animated Alex, Negan is now in Dwight's shoes. LOL. Yeah, he is. Here's where I would love to have seen Dwight in the story, part of the story, because it would have made it so much fun, and you could have had like a conversation between Dwight and Negan about this or something. And they just missed an opportunity because obviously they moved Dwight to Fear the Walking Dead. HFG, do you think the movies are starting from when Rick first left? I don't. I think they're gonna have a time jump and tell us about what happened through flashbacks. I mean specifically what happened from the moment Rick disappeared. So we're probably gonna pick up maybe a few months after he was taken, and then they'll revisit the story, or through flashback they'll revisit what actually happened when he disappeared. That's what it looks like, because Scott Gimple, the chief content creator, did a interview where he said don't be surprised to see Rick in a spot where you weren't expecting. So that leads me to think that we're going to pick up with a time jump of some sort, maybe a few months like I said. I hope they don't go like 6 years in the future, or not 6 years, but 6 years, but I hope they don't go like 2-3 years into the future, because that takes away from some of the, or it takes away from some of the immediate feedback or immediate resolution to the story that we want. Animated Alex, do you think Morgan would be a good leader for Alexandria? Morgan was never leader material. He showed that in Fear the Walking Dead, obviously. But the type of character he is, he's more of an isolated character, much like Carol. Like, for example, Carol can never be a leader type of character, or can never be a leader in a leadership spot, because it takes a specific type of character to become a leader, like Rick was. Even Daryl, he's an isolated person. He's not a true leader, you know what I mean? Same thing with Morgan. I think with Morgan, he's even less. He's at the same level as Carol, I would say. Animated Alex, how did Dante know Negan was a good guy? How did Dante know Negan was a good guy? Or was a bad guy, sorry. I don't know why I read that as good guy. How did he know he was a bad guy? Well, he was in the cell. He probably asked around, learned from it, or learned what happened from Siddiq maybe. Siddiq was around during all that war, so he might have been the one to tell Dante, you know, he was the big bad, I guess. I don't know how he would have said it, but he was the big bad before the Whisperers came or something like that. But I think that's most logical way they could explain that. They don't need to necessarily explain it, but if they wanted to, that's an easy explanation for that. HFG, interesting teaser from Gimple. I wonder what that could mean. I have my speculations about that. I've talked about that before, but I think what he's possibly referring to is seeing Rick as a soldier when we first meet him, because there's more to it than that. Like what he said was, there, like he compared it to something like a Clint Eastwood movie. I don't remember the name, but in that movie, what he was trying to say was, in that movie, when you first see this character, you know where he's coming from, you know what type of guy he is, but he's not in that spot right now, or when you see him, he's sort of soft, but then you know what's lurking in the back, you know what type of person he is. That's what he compared it to. And I think if you look at the Walking Dead movie, I think that's translated to Rick being a soldier that's maybe taking some crap from people because he's not in a leadership position. But because we know Rick, we know what's lurking in the back. We know what type of character Rick is. We know what type of badass he is, you know? So I think that's probably what he was talking about. HFG, I think I'll be most shocked if Rick had a new family or something. Yeah, that would be really awkward and weird. The only way they could really explain that is to actually have the story where he lost his memory, which I think is a terrible idea. So that's the only way that would work. Any other way, Rick would come off as not very good, not a very good person. But yeah, I see where you're coming from, though. I'll be shocked for sure as well. Animated Alex, Aaron makes dinner for Gracie. Must be a challenge for him. LOL. Aaron making dinner for... Oh, I see. With the arm? Or because of his arm? Or hand? Yeah. But I mean, he's had experience with it now. It's been a while. So he can handle himself. He can make good dinner. Some spaghetti for Gracie. If anything, he could call Negan over if he's around, because Negan knows how to cook. We saw that in season 8, was it? No, season 7, sorry, which was pretty cool. While we're waiting for more questions, if you haven't noticed, I posted 3 videos in the last few days. One was the Throwback Thursday ranking video that we did. I ranked episodes from season 10's first half. That one is like a long video, but I really wanted to go in detail and not only say what my ranking is, but say why, and give specific examples of what worked, what didn't work for each example, and why it's where it's at in the rank, or in the ranking. The next video I did is basically a video where I not only combined some of my older videos, but I also added in some new stuff. But the video's topic is explaining CRM and the Rick movies and the A and B classification system that's part of the movie. For that, I basically looked at everything that we know so far about not only the movie but the CRM organization and the A and B classification system, and I put it all together. But at the same time, I did add in some new, not speculations, but new pieces of the puzzle, or explaining some new pieces of the puzzle that I hadn't explained or talked about previously. But if you've watched my older videos, you might, or parts of it might be the same or similar to what I've talked about before, but I think if you listen throughout the whole thing, you will notice some slight differences, not slight, but some differences, and some things that I added in or I basically updated based on the new information that we have. Another video that I posted is about the Virgil theory, that he's from CRM and that he's going to be the link. he's gonna be the middleman to link Michonne and Rick. So that's another video that I posted. So those 3 videos, two of them, the first 2 are like 20-minute long, so they're pretty long. But the last one's like 6-7 minutes. But those 3 videos I think are interesting because everyone's really asking about them these days. So if you're really interested, go check those out. But with that, let me jump right back into the questions. Animated Alex, if Rick is a soldier, it would be cool if somebody calls him Lieutenant Grimes or Sergeant Grimes. Sergeant Grimes or Lieutenant Grimes. I mean, I see where you're coming from because he was a sergeant before, or he was a deputy before, but I think Lieutenant, let me think. Lieutenant Grimes. Sergeant Grimes. I think Sergeant might work better. But I see where you're coming from, and yeah, it would be a cool, not Easter egg, but a cool little touch if they add something like that. And going back to something that was asked earlier, or the Rick having a new family, I think what they could also do, and this is something that I'm just thinking of from the top of my head right now, but what they could also do with Rick is not have him have like a or have a new family or anything, but have him be buddies with people that became his family in this organization because he didn't have his family. Like, you could have him be buddies with someone just like he was buddies with Daryl, and he could make, or even Shane, and he could make not certain jokes, but he could make they could talk about certain things that maybe Rick and Daryl or Rick and Shane would have talked about. Something like that, I think, also would be an interesting touch. Animated Alex, oh no, if Rick and Jadis start a family, it feels odd calling Jadis Jadis Grimes. Well, it's Anne, it's not Jadis, that's not her real name, but even Anne Grimes. I mean, yeah, I don't want to see Jadis or Anne with Rick. It's just, and especially because, I mean, Anne knows about Michonne. Anne knows about who Rick is. So that would be even more awkward and even more weird, to say the least. Animated Alex, it would be cool if Rick's brother is in the movies. It would be a cool add-on, but I don't think they would do that. Mainly because it's just so circumstantial that it's like, what are the chances of that, you know? Leon Nordbrus, when do you think Alpha is gonna die? And I hope I didn't butcher your last name. When you think Alpha's gonna die? I think Alpha's gonna die in the first few episodes of the second half of the season. I think the latest we might see her alive is episode 12 or 13. There is a chance they might stretch her story and have her die in episode 15 to kind of make it go circle, because the Pike scene was in 9:15, 10:15 if she dies. It's like, it's a cool little touch, but at the same time, or it makes everything goes full circle and it's interesting, but at the same time, if they do that and they stretch out the story, then that's not gonna work. So I hope they don't do that. But if they don't stretch it out and she ends up living till episode 15, then I'm fine with it. But right now, my prediction is episode 12 or 13. At the end of 12, towards episode 13, I would say. HFG, what do you think about the theory that Connie will die because the writers don't want Daryl to have a love interest weighing on him down? Well, Connie is one of my picks of someone who might die in the trap cave trap that we saw at the end of the last episode in the mid-season finale as a cliffhanger. So I think they might kill her, but how much of that is because they don't want Daryl to have a love interest, and how much is it that they want Daryl's story to be moved forward? I can't really tell you, but I doubt it that they would do it just to have Daryl not have a love interest. They could just not give him a love interest. If they wanted to do that, the way you say, they should have killed Carol a long time ago. HFG, Leon Newtburus, soon, hopefully. Yeah, I mean, I love Samantha Morton, but Alpha's gotta go. Animated Alex, maybe someone or somebody Rick worked with before when he was a cop is working at the CRM. Highly unlikely, but that would be an interesting add-on as well if they want to do it. But again, it's highly unlikely that something like that would happen. But then again, that being said, it's a big organization, man. I mean, they try to take in people for whatever reason, for various reasons, but they do bring in more people. So, and they are a large organization that goes around the country. So maybe it's not as far-fetched or unlikely, but it is, what do you call it? It is playing with what's realistic and what's not, just a little bit. Leon Nordbrus, do you think we saw Jerry die in the trailer? I think we did see a scene that had Jerry fall down the cave. Now, how much is it them trying to throw us off? How much is it actually them by mistake perhaps revealing that he's gonna die? I don't know, but I think both Jerry and Connie are very likely to die. And if the writers and the people that made the trailer didn't drop the bomb and actually spoil that death for us in the trailer, then it's just them throwing us off with that and making us think that Jerry is gonna die when in fact it's gonna be Connie or someone. Animated Alex, like how Michonne's old friend was still alive in the apocalypse. Yeah, that I think they made it work. They didn't do something that's so unbelievable that you go, I don't believe it. You know, it's just ridiculous. So they made that work. So if they do a similar thing, then it could obviously work, and it might even be really good. But there's a chance. There is a risk of them messing it up, because it's like they have to do it a certain way for it to work. They can't just have Rick see the guy be like, "Oh, I know you," and whatever. They have to make the scene significant and kind of explain how he ended up there. Maybe he could say, you know, I was one of the first few who came here, or this is when I came here, something like that, so that we know what happened. There's a bit of context that way. So it could work, but at the same time, it may not necessarily work if they don't address some of these different pieces that they need to explain. Animated Alex, the Rick coma theory is still possible, LOL. I mean, I hope not. Scott Gimple, I think him too, but Robert Kirkman definitely said that theory is definitely false. That's not what they're doing, ever. So that makes me feel a little better, because that story is just so stupid. But yeah, I mean, we still don't know what they're gonna do. They might have Rick wake up at the end of the final episode, the final episode, and end it that way. Leon Nordbrus, do you think it's right to The Walking Dead with season 12? It's right it's right to end The Walking Dead with season 12. I think timeline-wise, it works, especially if they don't want to outdo the comics, but at the same time, here's the thing, I don't think it's a right idea to end it fully. Yes, it's a good idea to transform the cast, to take the story somewhere else and have us follow some other character, finish the story with Rick Grimes and with everyone that we know in a way that makes sense. Maybe push them to these different spin-offs and keep them there if they're characters we really want to see. If not, maybe have those characters transition somehow that makes sense with a new group that we're going to see and follow their story. But I don't want them to just say, that's it, that's the end, no more walking, that's main show. Because I don't think that works. But I think it would be a good idea after season like 11 or 12 to move the story in a different direction. That doesn't involve Alexandria, Hilltop Kingdom, trying to survive. You know what I mean? Here's an interesting story, or an interesting idea. Sorry. What we could have is after season 12, you wrap things up with everyone. Either have them join the spin-off Sphere, World Beyond, or transition into the next phase of the story. You could say, but then when we start that, started with Rick's brother waking up, but not from a coma or anything, but just waking up. He lives in this community. Boom. That's a story. We could follow him and we could see things happen from his perspective. Maybe he could be, I was going to say Commonwealth, but then again, that wouldn't really work because Rick is not going to be here to meet up with him before, and that won't necessarily work. But maybe a different community. And it doesn't even have to be in the US. It could be somewhere else. They could have it be overseas, just like the spin-off comic issue that followed Rick's brother. So you could do something like that and follow his story. And it's like, it's a Grimes. We're following another Grimes. So that could work, I think, if they do it right. Leon Nordberg, I think they should focus on, or focus more on other spin-offs after season 12. I do agree with you, but at the same time, here's what I'm going to say. They should focus on the spin-offs, but they shouldn't completely forget about the show. If they want to forget about the show, it's better just to end it than continue it, but focus on the spin-off shows. You know what I mean? But I do see where you're coming from. I do want to see at that point focus on other things other than the main show. But if they do transition the story into a different phase in the show, then that's a little different. Then it's no longer the same show in a way. Animated Alex, it will be a dumb ending if the show ends without Rick Grimes coming back. If it's like actually ending and there's gonna be no more, yeah, I completely agree with you. But here's the thing, it could be Judith Grimes. It doesn't need to be Rick Grimes. But that's another topic. Because they could remix the story from the comics if they want to finish it the way it finished in the comics as well. HFG animated Alex, what is the theory that Rick has been in a coma the whole time or in a coma since his disappearance? I think both of those, I don't know what he was referring to, animated Alex, but I think both of those theories are bad in their own way. The first one is really bad, that he's been in a coma the whole time, but even the second one, that he was in a coma from his disappearance, that's bad because it's lazy writing. Because they don't want to explain some stuff. They're like, we'll just have him wake up from the coma. And the other thing, it's too repetitive, too much like what we already saw with Rick waking up, not from a coma, but waking up, trying to find his family in the original show. Animated Alex, the theory that Rick's been in a coma the entire time in the show. Yeah, that theory I hate. That theory I hope they never do. Or that story. Animated Alex, do you think the guy that bullied Lydia will die by the way he looks like Ron? Die by the way he looks like Ron. Yeah, he does look like Ron a little bit. I see it now that you brought it up. But is he gonna die? I think there's a chance. There's definitely a chance. Um, it's not like he has to die because he was part of the story where the kids were bullying Lydia. Like, he doesn't have to. They don't have to kill him off, but they could. If they no longer need him and they want to have a death somewhere in the season. All right, so we're going for 30 minutes now, so we'll go for maybe another 15 minutes and then we'll end it. We'll have another live tomorrow at 1 p.m. Mountain Time for another Q&A session. And then in that session, I'll tell you guys when we'll go live this week for the continuation of the Telltale's Walking Dead game. So we'll go for maybe 15 more minutes. HFG, where does the idea come from that Michonne is only in one more episode? Did someone on the show say that? I've heard the rumor, but I haven't actually got any official site or source saying it. So I don't buy that. That part I don't buy. And they could have filmed Michonne's scenes earlier, before this half season. For instance, the one scene with Michonne holding Lucille, that wasn't in the first half, but it was in the trailer for the first half. Now, I would be super disappointed if that never comes back, but I think it will. I think that's probably a scene from the second half. So they could have shot a lot more scenes in the first half that they're not showing us, or they didn't show us. And it's part of the story for the second half. They just filmed it earlier. They've basically filmed it out of order. Leon Newtburst, do you think we'll see Michonne in the Rick Grimes movies? Not the first one. Maybe the second and third. Not the first one. Definitely not the first one. Animated Alex, I feel bad for Negan losing home, but not really because of the man he used to be. He kind of deserved it. I think he did. Yes, he definitely deserved it. But at the same time, um, I think he got out when he should have got out. He got out in time. I didn't want to see, from a story perspective, I didn't want to see Negan in the cell any longer, to be honest. But here's the thing: if he wasn't in the cell, I don't think he would become who he is today. The fact that he spent like 6 years in the jail, maybe 6, 7 years, that's why Negan became the character he is. So it kind of works. HFG's Jada's supposed to play a big role in the movies. They never confirmed or denied that she will or not. We don't even know if she's gonna be in it. Like, they didn't reveal it. They didn't really say it, but I think it's likely that she'll be there. I don't think she'll be a big part of the story. I think most likely Rick and the leader of that community, and maybe one other character from their community, and Jadis. These four are gonna be the characters that are gonna be the key characters this in the first movie. Leon Nordburus, HFG, I guess. Oh, with the Jadis's role in the movies, I don't think she'll have a big part. Like, a reasonable part, I hope. I'm assuming that she will, but I don't think it'll be. I don't think she'll be the star of the show of the movie. Mario 3, what's up? Sorry I'm late. No worries. Glad you could join, Mario. I mean, that Alex Morgan should have went back to Alexandria like he planned to. Abso-freaking-lutely. And at that point, they didn't even have to end Fear. Here's the thing. People think that when we say Morgan should have come back, that means that they should have brought everyone back and finished Fear. That's not true. Morgan could have been like, I'm going back. There's this community who wants to join. You could have some people join, some people not, because of various reasons. They want to find some specific person that they're looking for, their family. They might know of some big community in a different place or something. You could have them split. Morgan, with some people from Fear, would go back to Alexandria. The rest would continue with Fear. I think that would have made it so much better, and I think many of the fans who hate Fear and the crossover wouldn't have hated it as much as they do if they followed that story. And they don't even need to bring a lot of people back. Just like, for example, Morgan could have come back. You could have, for example, John come back with him. John and June, Morgan, and maybe, let me think. John, June, Morgan, and maybe Al, or something like that. So you don't have to bring everyone back. But like maybe three. Morgan could bring 3 back, or something. And the fact that they repeated their mistake and brought Dwight over, that's where I think most people were just like, I give up with Fear. They're never going to learn from their mistake. We're done. Mario, I heard movies is in production or pre-production in LA. I heard that too. I'm super excited. I'm hoping we get some juicy pictures or information coming out soon that may actually help us make some of these theories and predictions and make them actual confirmations. But yeah, I'm absolutely surprised, or not surprised. Surprised too. I didn't think they would start this early now, or start now, because they've been delaying it for so long. But I'm super excited that they are actually starting pre-production at least. Mario Polly and McIntosh said on Instagram. Yeah, I heard that from somewhere else, but I do know of a couple people who brought it up, so I know there's probably some truth to that. Anyway, did Alex fear the Walking Dead movie? LOL, just kidding. I'm not gonna watch. I mean, you can go watch that, but I'm not watching that. Anyway, did Alex, sorry, had to say. Yeah, you saw the opportunity for that joke, and I get it. HFG, is it pause that they will wait too long? Is it is it pause? Oh, is it possible that they will wait too long in real years, not Walking Dead years, to release the movie? Is it possible that they will wait too long? I don't exactly know what you mean there, but myself, I thought when they said the movie's coming and they confirmed it and they said that it'll be 2020, that they were gonna film or not film, start pre-production when season 10 started. Because Rick left in season 9. I thought, okay, he's gonna take maybe a year off, so maybe season 9 or season 10, start of season 10, they'll start pre-production. And then when we get to the mid-season, they'll actually start filming the season. Or not season, the movie. But that didn't happen. They're off by a few months. Mario, but pre-production isn't good because it's not even production. That's true, but the fact that it's in pre-production, and also they did say Andrew Lincoln came to Los Angeles. He was in LAX. So, and he was in London before that. So, or England in general. So the fact that he came, they're starting pre-production, they have a script, it seems. Those are all good signs. Mario pre-production should have been started a long time ago. It means scripts, casting, and that stuff. Pre-production doesn't really mean scripts and casting. Maybe some casting, not all of it. But I think pre-production is basically getting the ball rolling, like having everyone that's going to be a part of it join, you know, read the script, maybe have some table reads, maybe some of that, and start putting the story together, and what the scenes are going to be, not necessarily the script, but what the scenes are going to be, and then they'll go into production when they actually start filming. Let me see the official definition of pre-production, and then we'll know more, or I'll at least I'll understand it a little bit more in terms of what that actually means. That's what I think it means, but let me just make sure. So pre-production is the process of planning some of the elements involved in a film, play, or other performance. There are three parts in production: pre-production, production, and post-production. Pre-production ends when the planning ends and the content starts being produced. So as soon as they start filming, that's going to be production. Pre-production is basically, yeah, like putting it all together, the planning part, and laying out the scenes and things. I have another, or I opened up something else here. Let me read that too. So there's a pre-production checklist. Let's see what's in that. And this is just a random image I found on Pinterest. So I don't know how accurate this is, but it's probably not too inaccurate. But let me see it. Oh, why is it? There we go. Lock shooting script, finalize the budget, start your business. I don't know what that means. Hire key production heads, so know who's going to be the director, who's going to be the stunt coordinator, and so on. Break down the script. That's what I said. So break it down. Actually, like, explore what the story is going to be and how the scenes are going to look. Create the storyboards. That's part of the scenes. Scout a secure locations. Cast your talent. Like you did mention that too, but I think most of the cast has already been cast. The key ones, but yeah, that they're gonna do the rest of the cast probably starting now. Review up the art department. Review, or I don't know what that means. Rev up, but anyway, permits and insurance and things like that. Schedule your time and all of that. So pre-production is not just casting and script. It's actually like transforming the script into an actual movie storyboard. HFG, I guess I mean, have they waited so long that much of the audience excitement will have worn, or would have worn down by the time it comes out? Oh, absolutely. I think even if they could have taken a long time, that's fine. But they should have given us something. It feels like we didn't get any kind of exciting things coming out until maybe a couple weeks ago, or a couple months ago, or like a month ago when season 10 started. We should have got news about what they have, or some what do you call it, tidbits sooner, way sooner, you know? And I think, like you said, the audience excitement, it died down. At this point, I'm excited still, but not as excited as I was when they first announced that the movie was coming out. And then after a few months after that, it's like, okay, anything gonna come out? A poster, a teaser, anything. That teaser that they released in season 10 for the movie, or at the beginning of season 10 during New York Comic Con, for the movie, they could have released that in season 9. What stopped them from doing it? It had nothing. It was literally just a silhouette of a city with a helicopter. That was it. You are telling me they waited almost an entire year to release that? That's hard for me to believe. HFG, I ask because I know a few people who were really interested last year but aren't at all anymore. I'm still excited, but like I said, not as excited. But I could totally understand people that are no longer excited whatsoever. Mario, yeah, pre-production and scripts and castings. Yeah, that's part of it, like I said. Mario, post-production is just when they film everything to check if everything is okay. No, so pre-production is getting them ready to film. Production is the filming, and post-production is putting it together. Because after production, they're not gonna have like an actual movie. They're gonna have just raw footage of the scenes, right? From different angles, different scenes, different angles, different takes. So in post-production, that's when they put it all together. Actually, maybe they do parts of that in production as well. But post production is definitely the finishing touches. But yeah. HFG, I am talking mostly about the excitement of the casual fans and people who aren't hardcore fans. Yeah, if someone is not a hardcore fan, they don't care anymore. It's like, yeah, we heard about it. It's cool. Whenever it comes out, we'll go see it. That's it. That's as much as they care, or that's how much they care. And they don't even like really care when it's gonna come out. It's like, yeah, it's coming, great. We'll see it when it comes out. And they're not like waiting for it, and they're not like checking to see if there's any news about it or anything like that. Mario, they gave us teaser which doesn't say anything but few stuff. The teaser doesn't say anything, let's be honest. The only thing the teaser revealed is where the setting is, which is Philadelphia. That's the only thing it told us. That was it. And that's not even a big news. Like, they could have revealed that in Talking Dead. The episode after Rick disappeared. Something like that. They could have given us the teaser during the mid-season break for season 9 of The Walking Dead. Or in Fear the Walking... sometime during season 5 of Fear the Walking Dead. So they could have done all of that. Actually, I don't know. Season 5, was that before or after Rick left? It was after, obviously, but yeah, they could have done it in during season 5 of Fear. They could have released that teaser. Animated Alex, here is an idea for a Rick movie teaser trailer. It goes through Rick's iconic Rick moments and shows the shadow figure of Rick, but in the background it brightens up and reveals new characters behind him. That's perfect. I mean, that teaser would get me excited now if they release that. It doesn't reveal too much, but it is something. And I think after casting, when they know some of their members, they could do that. Imagine this. I'm going to what you said. Same thing, shadow of Rick, then we see him, then in the background we have the character, what was her name? Elizabeth, was it Elizabeth? Yeah, Elizabeth, the leader, I think, of CRM. I don't know the actor playing her, but her. We could have Jadis, we could have Heath, we could have Isabel. Boom. 4 characters in the background just waiting. And maybe a couple more people, but in full soldier suit or uniform or something. That would be pretty awesome if they do, but I don't think they will. I don't think they will do that, but you know, it'll be awesome. Mario Isabel's storyline on Fear was just joke, and it was everything we already known. No. Yes, mostly, but 2 things came out of that which I think were good. The reveal about CRM, like we didn't know it was CRM before, right? So that, seeing the cards was also a good thing. Seeing the soldiers for the first time. We never saw the soldiers before, even when the helicopter came to take Rick. We didn't see the soldiers. We just saw Jada's communicating with some soldiers through the radio. So I think those were good. But other than that, there was nothing. There was really nothing other than that. HFG, a full year for a helicopter. LOL. Yeah. Tell me about being lazy. Mario teaser told us that they have big walls with barbed wire around community, and it was winter, snowing. Did it show that? I don't know about that, but Yeah, it's the guarded community or the walled community. Yeah, but it was obvious. Wouldn't it be obvious? An organization that big would have to have some huge ass walls protecting it. Alexandria has some good protection around it. Shouldn't comment or it's only logical for CRM to have the same. Anna Twink, hi all. How are you, Anna? Glad you could join. Animated Alex, almost like what we got with the Rick teaser, but better. Almost like what we got with the Rick teaser, but better. You mean like the Fear the Walking Dead connections to the movie? Yeah, absolutely. I think it was a little more than that, but at the end, I think yeah, similar clues. It gave us similar not clues, but it gave us similar confirmations. Animated Alex, hi Anna Twink. My battery died towards the end of last stream. Sorry, no worries. Don't worry about it. Thank you for joining. Glad you could join. Animated Alex, that sucks, Anna. Mario, if Elizabeth is the leader of CRM, she has to be in the movies. Absolutely, she does. Like I said in my other video, there is still a chance, like it's not 100%. There's a chance that she's not CRM's leader. She might be some other community's leader. But it's extremely likely that she will be. Or it's, what's the word I'm looking for? That it makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of things lining up for her to be CRM's community leader. Anna Twink at Animated Alex, what, Anna Twink, I loved the episode with Al in Fear and the CRM soldier. What was her name? Isabel? Yeah. That was a pretty cool episode. I hope they revealed a little bit more. You know when she's like, I'm not going to tell you what it's called. I'm not going to tell you where it is. That annoyed me. Yeah, fine. Don't say where it is. That makes sense because you don't want people to go there. But you can say what it's called. You can tell them about a little bit about what it is. You don't need to keep it like a big secret. You know what I mean? It is a big secret, but at the same time, you need to give us something. Even if it's as simple as Isabel isn't telling anyone, but maybe through the radio she's talking to someone, one of the soldiers. She says something. That's a clue. Or it tells us, oh, they're in Philadelphia. Or she says something. It's like, she said we'll meet you back at CRM. What CRM? You know, something like that. That would have worked. And it would have been a great tease, a great reveal. And it's not like she's actually telling the characters. Because that has its own bugs and issues. Because then they know. They'll just go there. You know what I mean? Animated Alex, no, I meant with the untitled Rick teaser we got, but my idea made it better. Oh, instead of that, yeah, absolutely. But that's a little more tricky though, the way what you said, because for that they should know the characters, the actors. I mean, playing the characters. They should have locked those down because the moment they're on the poster or on the teaser, there's no going back. They have to be in the movie. Mario CRM soldiers were supposed to show up on screen in Rick's final episode. That would be badass. That would have been badass. Imagine this. You know what they should have done? You know what they should have done? They should have, when Rick disappeared, not only should they have shown the soldiers, but also, or the soldiers just like they did in Fear, but also it would have been very cool if one of the soldiers was Isabel. That would have been great. That would have been great, you know? It would have connected the story so much better, and it would have, I think, made both Fear and Rick's final episode a little bit more exciting in terms of the connection between the two. Anna Twink, oh my god, battery is low now. 2, because this is gone midnight. In the UK, it's been running all day. No, don't worry about it. If it runs out, I just want to say thanks for joining and supporting the channel. That's pretty much it. But don't worry about it if it actually dies. Anime, did Alex charge it? That's an option. But that's if she can you charge it? And is it a phone or I don't know, whatever. Yeah, you could charge it. I was gonna say if it's a phone, charging it might drain the battery. Charging it and watching stuff on it might drain the battery even more, or might drain the battery just as much. Animated Alex, when do you think we'll get an official trailer for the Rick movies? When they finish filming. They haven't even started filming yet. So when they start, maybe... Actually, it has to be when they finish filming. They can't give us a trailer before they finish filming. I don't think they usually do that for anything. So they would have to finish filming, which is going to take a few months, I would say. A few months. So whenever they start, it's going to take a few months for them to film it, and then it's gonna take maybe a few weeks for them to come up with the trailer, and then they'll reveal the trailer. I hope during the next big con event, is it San Diego Comic-Con? I think so, for season 11, reveal it then. The actual trailer, not like a stupid teaser, the actual trailer. And maybe way before that, reveal a cool trailer or teaser like the one you mentioned, Animated Alex, with Rick, the shadow, the characters in the back, and flashes of Rick's final great moments. Something like that. Alright, so we've been going for 55 minutes. I was going to end this like 20 minutes ago, but we just kept going. But we'll go for another 5 minutes and then we'll end it. So another 5 minutes and we'll end the stream here. Anna Twink, oh my goodness, they haven't even started filming. Doesn't it take at least 6 months to make a movie? It absolutely does. And yeah, they haven't even started filming. I think filming is going to start maybe in a few months, maybe 2 months, 3 months. Then it's 6 months after for the thing to be filmed. Speaking of charging your battery, my camera is about to die, so we might not be able to make it for 5 minutes. So I'm going to go maybe for another 2 questions that we have here, and then I'll end it. I didn't charge my other battery either. I forgot, so I'm left with no battery right now. So we'll read these comments here, and then I'll end it because I don't want to have to end prematurely in the middle of answering questions, or for it to end in the middle. So we'll answer these, and then that'll be it. HFG, I'm expecting the 3rd show to be somewhere in between Fear and The Walking Dead. Yeah, and you said it could be worse than Fear for everyone's sake. It couldn't be worse. Yeah, like, I don't think they could do worse than Fear. You're absolutely right. Animated Alex, I expect Rick to say, "Where's my family?" in the trailer. I hope so. That's been in every fan-made trailer I've made about the movie. So I hope it is. HFG, LOL at Anna Twank. We are all mad about the same thing. Yeah, but they're not even filming yet. Yeah. Anna Twank, does anyone think Kirkman will be involved in writing the screenplay? I don't think so. I think Gimple already wrote the script. He might have consulted with Kirkman along the line, but I think it was his thing. And I think there were other writers, not only him. But I don't think Kirkman was directly involved. Giuseppe Doza, yo, what's up, Ash? Glad you could join, Giuseppe. We're about to end it, though. But thank you for joining. Animated Alex, most likely. Giuseppe Doza, like I was late, LOL. No worries, glad you could join anyway. Still made a cameo, though. Animated Alex, latte boy. Or add a boy. Yeah, thanks everyone. And you saying, anyway, Alex, see you tomorrow, Ash. Yeah, everyone, I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for joining and asking questions. So tomorrow we will have another live stream at 1 p.m. Mountain Time, a Q&A session. And then in that session, I'll tell you about when we'll go for the stream for our gameplay of Telltale's The Walking Dead. But thanks everyone. Final comment from HFG though, I just want to hear Rick say coral again. We all do. I don't think he'll say it in the trailer, but he might say it in the movie. But thanks everyone. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys soon.